All right, today we're doing a full upper body weight workout because people have asked for it. Whether that's just how they train or they've been a complete pile of shit this whole quarantine, haven't done anything, want to put a little blood in every single muscle, start feeling good again. I'm okay with it. Let's go kick our own ass. Now, because back's probably the most neglected during bodyweight workouts, we're going to start there. And we're going to start off by hitting rear delts. So you're going to lay flat on your back, lift those arms off the ground a little bit, and you're going to feel like you're pulling two cables from each side and pulling into your body to help lift yourself up, and that's going to flex those rear delts. Then we'll jump down to your lats, and instead of doing like a rear delt iron cross where you're laying on your back and you're using those elbows to lift yourself up and either putting pressure on your elbows and heels, which is usually too hard for most people, or just elbow and butt, and that becomes too easy for almost everybody. We're going to do something a little bit different. You can put pressure on those elbows, but you're going to lift your hips up instead and drag your feet towards you. Now, if you do this correctly, if you see what's the variation I'll show you, it's an incredible way to engage that back. I think it feels even better than both of those variations. And then we'll go right into V-ups just because we want to start hitting abs and get everything in. So there's a couple things you're going to want to do to create a better connection to those V-ups. First, obviously don't let your hands or feet touch the ground the entire time. Secondly, most importantly, you're going to want to breathe out as you come up. That's going to create that crunch forward, and it's going to start the contraction because most people hold their breath and they hold themselves in a fixed position, and really what they're doing is just contracting their abs and holding a static hold as they do the movement. We don't want that. As long as you don't have any disc problems, we want to exaggerate the extension and flexion of that trunk itself. So you're going to actually crunch forward by breathing out and then exaggerate opening up to really get that movement of that trunk. Like I said, if you have disc problems, do another exercise. But if you don't, let's exaggerate it even more and get more of a contraction with this movement. All right, next up, instead of doing a giant set, we're going to do one exercise that hits a shitload of body parts. So starting out in the plank position, you're going to slide yourself back. You're going to start to feel your abs engage. And then as you start to pull forward, you're going to be pulling from your lats, but also your rear delts and even into that long head of your tricep. And then once you come forward, you're going to drive off those hands into a tricep push-up. Now, since biceps are just a pain in the ass to hit with bodyweight workouts, let's just knock these out. No supersets, no nothing. Let's just focus on them real quick and get them done. So you can do that same sliding motion, but now we can actually pull with that bicep, and we'll do them one at a time. So palm up towards the ceiling, grab with the other hand, and then already set up in a curl position. You'll just slide back on that elbow and then flex with that bicep to pull you forward. All right, so since we already hit those posterior delts, all we have to do is hit that lateral and anterior head. So knowing we can't isolate the shoulders at this point, we don't have the equipment to do it, what we're gonna do is lean into that and get a little tricep and chest involved as well. So we're gonna start out with an inverted push-up, going down with hands nice and close, gonna hit those triceps as well, and then walk wider and wider until we hopefully get a little upper chest involved, and then walk back in, just doing that back and forth until you completely collapse. And then from there, we're gonna go into a side plank, and we're gonna split those feet for balance, but use that offhand to support you because you don't want to completely collapse onto your side and try to flex that lateral head up. That's just too much pressure and weight, and it puts that shoulder in a compromising position. So slowly let yourself down, but still have some support on that shoulder, and then from there, flex that lateral head up, and that's gonna slide you down and really engage that side delt, and then again, back down. It's just gonna slide up and down as you do it, and it's a really great lateral head exercise. All right, so I'm finishing up with a superset of an explosive movement with a nice controlled contraction. So the first one's gonna be wide grip push-ups, exploding up as high as I can, trying to fight that negative, but I'm gonna get tired, so I'm gonna bounce off the ground a couple times. So this pillow is gonna save my ass. And then I'm gonna flip over, doing Supermans, but doing just the top half, because my goal is to hit that posterior chain from that lower back up all the way into those traps. And how I'm gonna do that is by actually using those hands to lead me. So I'm gonna turn those palms out, flex them first. So that's going to start the contraction and bring me up as I go, and then drive that contraction all the way down to my lower back. All right, so as always, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment the video you want me to do next, and get after it, get growing. I'll talk to you soon.